Hi there. It's February 21st and time for Proverbs 21. Still on life and conduct. Some of the stuff he's already said, and he's reiterating it. Okay? The king's heart is like channels of water in the hand of the Lord. He turns it wherever he wishes. Okay. 2, every man's way is right in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs the hearts. Right? God looks at your motives. Okay? If you're helping the poor with a camera just to get famous on the internet, God's going to see that and the motive behind it. All right? 3, to do righteousness and justice is desired by the Lord more than sacrifice. Doing what's right. Back to that one. Haughty eyes and a proud heart, the lamp of the wicked is sin. Got that? Haughty eyes and a proud heart. God doesn't like that stuff. 5, the plans of the diligent lead surely to advantage, but everyone who is hasty comes surely to poverty. Right? Diligent means slow and steady, taking care of every detail. Right? People who jump into things usually doesn't turn out well. The acquisition of treasures by a lying tongue is a fleeting vapor, the pursuit of death. Like that. Pursuit of death. Seekers of death. A lot of that going on, huh? And they're being found out, and they don't like it. Even the violence of the wicked will drag them away because they refuse to act with justice. Right. Hard not to read this and think about all the things going on right now, okay? Busy time in history. 8, the way of a guilty man is crooked, but as for the pure, his conduct is upright. Simple statement, huh? And it's true. 9, it is better to live in a corner of a roof than in a house shared with a contentious woman. Now, Solomon had a lot of trouble with women. He had 700 wives, and almost all of them were princesses, spoiled, rotten princesses. Right? He wanted the land and expand his kingdom. And it was his undoing, actually. And the soul of the wicked desires evil. His neighbor finds no favor in his eyes. You have a wicked neighbor? I have before, but 11, when the scoffer is punished, the naive becomes wise. But when the wise is instructed, he receives knowledge. He said this before, too. Okay? You get a group of people doing really bad things, and if one of them gets taken down, the other ones usually go, okay, I'm not going to do that. Okay? Well, the righteous one considers the house of the wicked, turning the wicked to ruin. Got that? Expose them. Right? Sometimes that's all you have to do is let the truth get out. He who shuts his ear to the cry of the poor will also cry himself and not be answered. That you shut your eyes and shut your ear to this. When your time comes, there will be no help for you. Right? 14, a gift in secret subdues anger, and a bribe in the bosom strong wrath. We'll probably touch on that later in this chapter, too. Bribes are never a good thing. 15, the exercise of justice is joy for the righteous, but is terror to the workers of iniquity. Right? That's true. 16, a man who wanders from the way of understanding will rest in the assembly of the dead. Right? He talks about understanding the wisdom that you get, right? That's the most important, is to understand it. 17, he who loves pleasure will become a poor man. He who loves wine and oil will not become rich. Let's highlight that too. Some people love luxurious living when they can't afford it, right? 18, the wicked is a ransom for the righteous, and the treacherous is in the place of the upright. I think there's a note over here, this one. God shall cause that to fall on their own heads, which they intended against the just, by delivering the just and putting the wicked in their places. And that these people, wicked, will be put in the place of justice. Justice will be served, right? There's another one. It's better to live in a desert land than with a contentious and vexing woman. More of Solomon's problems, right? 20, there is precious treasure in oil in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man swallows it up, right? Do you save? Do you put away? Or do you use everything you have and, wait with nothing while something else comes along? The wise, right? They store this stuff. Okay? He who pursues righteousness and loyalty finds life, righteousness, and honor. There's glory down here. Honor, glory. Loyalty. We highlighted loyalty. 22, a wise man scales the city of the mighty and brings down the stronghold in which they trust. Wisdom is stronger than strength, right? 23, he who guards his mouth and his tongue guards his soul from troubles, right? Keep your mouth shut. One of my favorite rules in all of Proverbs, keep your mouth shut, right? And guard your soul from troubles. Okay. Definition of pride. Proud, haughty, scuffer are his names, who acts with insolent pride. Okay, you can add to that conceit, arrogance, right? Nobody likes people like that. 25, the desire of the sluggard puts him to death, for his hands refuse to work. Right? That's true. All day long he is craving, while the righteous gives and does not hold back. Okay, let's read that together. The desire of the sluggard puts him to death, for his hands refuse to work. There's a semicolon there. All day long he is craving, while the righteous gives and does not hold back. If you give, it will come back to you with interest every time. 27, the sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination. How much more when he brings it with evil intent? Look at some of these rich philanthropists out there, seeming to do good things, but it was with evil intent. Okay, we won't name any names, but you can probably think of some people. Right? 28, a false witness will perish, but the man who listens to the truth will speak forever. Like that. Listen to the truth. Find the truth. Okay? The truth will never change. It will always be the truth. 29, a wicked man displays a bold face, but as for the upright, he makes his way sure. Arrogance. That's arrogance right there. Okay? Makes firm with his face. And 30, there is no wisdom and no understanding and no counsel against the Lord. Okay? Say that again. There is no wisdom and no understanding and no counsel against the Lord. All people who try, but there is no wisdom, no understanding, no counsel against the Lord. 31, the horse is prepared for the day of battle, but victory belongs to the Lord. Right. There you go. That's Proverbs 21. We can go over the highlights real quick. 3 is highlighted. To do righteousness and justice is desired by the Lord more than sacrifice. Doing what's right and just is desired more by the Lord than your sacrifice. It's your money and your time and your stuff. Doing what's right and just is more desirable. 5 is highlighted. The plans of the diligent lead surely to advantage, but everyone who is hasty comes surely to poverty. Plan things out. Okay? Don't just jump into stuff. Plan things out. 13 is highlighted. He who shuts his ear to the cry of the poor will also cry himself and not be answered. Right? If you're known as a kind person, a helpful person, when you get in trouble, people will come to your aid. Right? If you don't, if you're mean, if you ignore them, if you look down on them when you're in trouble, no one will be there. Right? It's just that simple. 15 is highlighted. The exercise of justice is a joy for the righteous, but is terror to the workers of iniquity. Right? You're righteous, you love justice. Right? The exercise of justice is a joy to you. Just look at the people that are screaming now when somebody is just finding out what's going on. He's not naming any names. He's just saying, this money was spent here for this, right? It is a terror to the workers of iniquity. Watch who's complaining the most. 17 is highlighted. He who loves pleasure will become a poor man, and he who loves wine and oil will not become rich. Right? Prudence. He talks about prudence a lot. Right? Just enough. Just enough. Some people love the lavish life when they can't afford it. And this one is highlighted. This one kept me guessing for a long time. The wicked is a ransom for the righteous, and the treacherous in the place of the upright. Okay. If you're righteous, if you're a good person, and there's an excellent footnote over here, okay, in the old language, but we can make it out. God shall cause that to fall on their own heads, which they intended against the just, by delivering the just and putting the wicked in their places. Right? Put the wicked in the place of the righteous. 21. One word is highlighted, loyalty. Okay? Loyalty. Sticking by something or someone no matter what. Okay? You pursue righteousness and loyalty, you will find life, righteousness, and honor. Simple. Good advice here. 23. He who guards his mouth and his tongue guards his soul from troubles. Right? Keep your mouth shut. Stay out of business that's not yours. Right? In the definition of pride, he talks about pride all over, thinking how much God hates it. Proud, haughty, scoffer. Okay? Scornful of the hair. Worketh in his arrogancy, wrath. Acts against insolent pride. Are the names. Right? And 27 is highlighted. The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination. How much more when he brings it with evil intent. Okay? And I mean, the first thing that comes to your mind are these philanthropists that are out there doing good things, right? When it's for their own gain, okay? Evil intent. And some really do have evil intent, okay? Claim to be saving something when they're actually destroying something or someone. Okay? 28's highlighted, a false witness will perish. The man who listens to the truth will speak forever. Right? Seek out the truth and listen to the truth and not all this fake stuff that's out there. And the most important, 30, there is no wisdom and no understanding and no counsel against the Lord. Okay? No wisdom, no understanding, no counsel against the Lord. Right? The Lord made everything. So, there you go. That's Proverbs 21. Stay tuned later today. We are in the book of Mark. Okay? On day 52 of our Through the New Testament in a year. They're shorter studies because they split them up and stretch it out over a whole year. So they're usually usually less than 10 minutes. But it's a good study, and we'll get through the whole New Testament this year. So stay tuned for that. Give us a like if you think about it. But until next time, we'll keep going. See ya.